Hi everyone, I'm back. This is week 3's card that I'm making now of the 52-week card a week challenge I've set myself. So I've got 2 to do for January, and we're nearly at the end of January, so I've got to do 2. Given that Valentine's Day is creeping up on us and I had no Valentine's Day cards here whatsoever, I thought, well, let's do one. So, and I'm redoing the one of the online card classes run by Christina Werner and Jennifer Maguire, and so I'm redoing that and the watercolor class. So I'm sort of playing around with a lot of watercolors, a lot of watercolor paper and things like that. So we're not going to do watercolor today, but we are going to use watercolor paper. And it doesn't matter whether you do this on if it's got a smooth and a bumpy side, it doesn't matter which side you do it on, because we're not going to stamp on it. So I'm taking some Tim Holtz Distress Stains. The only 2 colours that I had in his range was Fired Brick and Aged Mahogany in the reddy pinky colours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Aged Mahogany first, and I'm going to pounce. Okay. I don't want to cover it completely. I want there to be some white space. So yeah. Alright, I think that'll do. So what I'm going to do, and wear something, an old paint shirt or something, because if you're anything like me, I really press that down hard and I get splatters everywhere. So goodness knows what it's on here at the moment. But anyway, I'm going to put that aside to dry, and we'll come back and we'll do some other component of the card. So I'm using a black piece of cardstock as the card base. So this is cut at 8 1/4 by 5 1/4, scored at 4 1/8 in the middle there. But if you were in the US and you've got 8 1/2 by 11, just cut it in half at 5 1/2 and score it at 4 1/4. Okay, so that's our card base. We're going to need a piece of white cardstock. I usually cut it down a 1/4 inch smaller. So in your case a 4 by 5 1/4, and in my case I'll cut it down to 3 7/8 by 5. But I'll do that later on. For now, just going to put that aside, and I cut off a piece of black cardstock 3/4 inch by 4 1/4, and I'm going to heat emboss the sentiment on the front, and I'm using the Stampin' Up! Stamp set called Good Greetings. It's got some amazing, some great little sentiments there, so I'm going to be using that. So first off, I'm going to get my embossing pillow here. Then grab the stamp that I'm going to use. I'm going to use Happy Valentine's Day. Use the Versamark ink. Now I'm going to stamp it away from the right hand side so I can cut a ribbon end there later. So let's just stamp this first. Then grab some white embossing powder. So then I can heat emboss that, heat set it. Okay, so just going to take my scissors and cut a ribbon end here, just like that, like that. Right, now I took one of my Simon Says stamp dies, the Heart Parade, because I wanted that shaped heart. If you've got a heart punch or another heart die, then you know, use what you have, or even just cut one free-handed. I was just lazy. So we need that, and then what we need, okay, where's mine? So that's mine now, and I'm going to attach it to the front of the card there, over the top of the dried watercolour piece. So I'm going to dimensionalize this on here, but first what I wanted to do, I actually should dry the other one, the watercolour paper piece, this one, dry it first and then cut it down to the size that I need, because I think I want it 4¼ inches wide by about 3 inches tall. So I need the exact width so I can attach that heart to the cinnamon strip. I'll be back. I'm just going to cut it down to 4¼ inches wide by 3 1/8, because that's not do. I took 1 inch off the width, so take 1 inch off the height. So then that's going to get glued to there, centered on the front of the card base. Okay. Alright, so what I want to do to this is apply some tape. I'm not going to dimensionalize this. Okay, so don't be impatient like me. See where when I've turned it over to apply the score tape that it's smudged a bit, so but the heart and the sentiment should hide that. So I'm going to remove the tape backing and adhere this down. There we go, looks straight enough to me. Okay, so that's that. So now I'm going to adhere this roughly about there, and I have that heart overhanging there. So just going to put on some wet glue here. Slot this down where it's roughly where it's going to go, and then okay, attach the heart. That was silly because part of that was showing, so the black's got to be underneath that heart shape, so none of it's sticking out. So then that's going to get stuck on there like that, but with dimensionals. So I'm using the 3D foam squares by, I guess, scrapbook, I don't know who, scrapbookadhesives.com. So they've got the 1/4 inch ones and the 1/2 inch foam pieces, so which is good. So I can start off with 1/4 inch pieces. Okay, I've just put that piece aside, the sediment strip. Now I'm taking, and oh, look at this. It's still wet underneath. That's okay, we'll just turn that over. There. And this one is I Love Us. I thought that was brilliant, that sentiment. So that's what we're going to use for inside. So I'm just going to take some VersaFine Onyx Black ink and hopefully stamp it, centered there. So that's what we have there. Okay, so this is I'm going to apply some score tape to the back of that and adhere it to the inside of the card. Hopefully centered. Look at that. I've got ink on there and I've just put it on there. Goodness me. Okay, what I could do there is maybe attach another heart. Wash my hands first. I'll be back. Alright, what I've done is punched a couple more of those hearts from that Heart Parade die from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm going to position them where I've... Okay, I think that should do it. I'll put one up there. Okay. Well, let's fix that boo-boo up. Okay. Now, we can either apply, I've removed the tape backing from this piece, this strip. You can put that down now, or we can, no, I'm going to go around the perimeter with a white gel pen. This is a Uniball Signo Broad white gel pen. So I'm just going to go around it with some small dashed lines. Okay, now I'm going to touch this. So I'm going to just come up about 1/4 inch from the bottom of that watercolour piece. Stick that down. Okay, so we can leave it at that. So, and this is a great card to give a male rather than the male giving to the female. And then that's it there. So rather than just leaving it at that, what I've done with the other one I did, now this one here that I did, the watercolour paper was sort of like an off-whitey colour. It wasn't a real bright white. And so what I did was I took some glossy accents and covered that heart so it made it puffy and shiny. So that's that one. And this is the one we did here today, just now. Okay, let me just, there we go. Alright, I think I'm done. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.